Aloha, this is Betsy. Welcome back. This is video number 2 on my walkthrough of my workbook that is available on Amazon Kindle called You Are Gifted. The first video was a brief introduction about why this material is there, and the first chapter on grounding and centering. It's the basic foundation and your baseline in your psychic development. In this video, we are going to look at clearing your personal energy field and setting up your own psychic boundaries. So, what do we mean by that? Well, scanning is a word that is used frequently, you may have heard, and that is when we are in a meditative state, we take notice of things in our interior landscape that maybe seem out of place. And we just notice these things and inquire what this is and why it's here. We embrace it as a loving teacher. And if it's something that isn't serving us, or if it's something that we don't feel comfortable with, we move that into a place of light for our own well-being, as well as the energy that is being held there. That energy too can go on to its highest good. So we cleanse that from our inner landscape. We give that to our loving spiritual team to transmute for us and to know that it cannot return to us. And then we refill that space with light. A lot of folks do ask for these things to come back, and so if you find that you've scanned something before and an issue's come up, and then you find it's there again later on, that's just part of the process. That there's still some things to learn, to not be too hard on yourself if you find yourself calling some of these things back to you again. When you're done with it, you're going to know. But to look at it, to embrace it, and not try to push it away in fear and bury it. That's the number one step on that one. So I wish I could say that I am the champion of scanning and removing somatic memories, or whatever you would like to call them, stored memories, tissue memory. Wish I could say I was the champion of that, but it's not so. I'm still just every bit as human as the rest of us. But I do find a lot of value in doing scanning and clearing my energy field. And of course we do that after we have done our grounding and centering, after we're tuned in, after we've said our prayer and cleared our space. Then we go into our scanning. After that, after you have moved that, and the exercise in the book walks you through the step by step, actually. But I don't think I left anything out, so I think we're good on that one. And so the thing that we do after that, the next following logical step, is to develop our psychic shield. And so what does that mean? Boundaries, protection, these things all are terms that are very similar. When you were young, did you ever play with an energy bubble, or did you ever feel that like magnet feeling in your hands when you were young? Many of us, I know even in some schools, they talk about rubbing your hands together briskly, and a lot of different meditation techniques use this exercise as something that is very helpful in increasing your awareness of energy. And once you have really rubbed your hands together briskly, to hold them near each other until you can feel a bit of a resistance. And it may feel like magnets repelling. And so the object of the psychic shield in chapter 3 is to develop your awareness of what that feels like, and then expand that and expand that and expand that around yourself. remembering to do the back as well as the front. I mean, there's a lot of times I have noticed that I have missed my fanny, or perhaps I forgot to include the soles of my feet. But we want this big, shiny, complete 360-degree bubble. And the more clearly you can imagine this and to define the color, the shape, how far from your body is this, and you can take this as far as you want, or as close as you want. Whatever feels natural and comfortable for you, I would start with that one. But yes, does it have a color? Does it have a texture? Does it have an appearance? Bubbles work for me because I think they're fun, they're bouncy, kids love bubbles, very playful. If a bubble doesn't work for you, you could try experimenting with other things like mirrors or an actual shield, like a knight in shining armor would use. Shields all around your body. A turtle shell, that's something that comes to mind that could be helpful. So this is our next step in our foundations of you anchoring into your awareness of the balance of being here on earth and being a spiritual being as well. These first couple of steps will help you figure out how your energy feels to you. It will help you tune into the awareness of what your heightened energy awareness feels like. Does it feel like a buzzing? Does it feel like a tingling? Where do you notice it the most? Do you feel it in any particular part of your body? This will also help you, again, with respecting the human condition. You're here and accept it, as well as a spiritual being. And then we go into self-care with the scanning, wanting to help keep our being as light as possible, to not accumulate a lot of energy from others, whether it's here on earth or whether it's a spiritual being. We don't want to accumulate, and that's really easy to do for intuitives, especially if you're an empath, especially if you're really tuned into others' feelings. If you're the person that can walk into a room and recognize all of the energies going on, what each individual person is kind of streaming at the moment emotionally or energetically, if you're that person, a lot of times these things attach to us because we're open and available to them. Scanning will help you continually get rid of this stuff. Some of it's ours, some of it's not. And we can get rid of it. We can choose to do whatever we want with this stuff. We can keep it, we can carry it, we can try to process it that way, or we can simply thank this energy for being here and lovingly release it to be transmuted, because it can be very draining. And the psychic shield, of course, helps you energetically decrease fatigue, decrease frustration, decrease confusion, and it helps build trust, because when you are sealed off from as much input as you are getting out and about in the world, when you are sealed off from that more effectively, you won't question as deeply about, am I making this up? Is this mine? Because you're going to know you're not picking up from others as much. So if you're feeling it, chances are it's something for you to tune into, to examine, to ask what's going on, and how is this helping me? So that is chapters 2 and 3. And next video, we will pick it up. I don't know if we'll get through 2 or 1. We'll have to see. Oh, I think the next one will be chapters 4 and 5 about scanning your home and the importance of an altar. So I'll look forward to seeing you there, and a hui ho.